Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, The Millennial Mindset, where anything is possible with the right mindset. And I just want to say thank you to all of you who have been liking, subscribing, sharing, and watching my videos. It does not go unnoticed. It is greatly appreciated, and I thank you. And for those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, welcome. I hope you're here to stay. Please like, subscribe, and share if you feel like this video is of value to you. And as a new YouTuber, I'm trying to grow, so it's very much appreciated for all of you who have been rocking with me from the very beginning and following all my videos. I appreciate it, and I do pay attention to the comments, so don't be shy or don't be afraid to send out a comment, okay? So I'm going to get into this topic. It's probably one of the most important topics that I've done so far, just because of the environment that we are living in right now. We are dealing with a recession that is upcoming or already here, as some would like to say. And 2023 is a year that is full of uncertainty, but it doesn't have to be that way. And the reason it doesn't have to be that way is because history tends to teach us lessons. And when you look at things that have happened in history, there has been recessions in the past, and businesses have survived. And we have to look at those industries and try to understand why those businesses survived. And so I'm getting into the topic of the video because I don't like to waste time. The topic of this video is recession-proof businesses that you can be a part of for 2023. Now, I'm going to get into what a recession is to start off with. And for those of you who are watching and subscribed, hit the bell button so that you can get more of my videos. You can be notified of when they are coming out, okay? So a recession occurs when there's a general decline in economic activity. It means that businesses are producing less, people are spending less, and there's generally less money moving through the economy. So it tends to be several months long, maybe even longer. And it's really questionable right now. We don't know how long this will last for, but it can take quite some time before things can go back to normal again. So what businesses are recession proof or resistant is what we are really trying to get into. And some recession proof industries that I'm going to discuss in this video include healthcare, food manufacturing, infant care and education, repair services, financial services, legal services, and more. So these are industries that tend to be very strong and survive anything. So there are tons of business opportunities out there that can pass during these times of an economic recession, but the key is understanding why these businesses are recession proof and how to attract customers at a time when they might not be willing or able to spend the money on goods and services. So with some good planning and forethought, you can, and I would like to say you will, create a business that's capable of thriving in even the worst market conditions. So I'm going to get into this list of the best recession-proof businesses for 2023 right now. So number one is real estate and property management. And the reason for this is because even in a financial market downturn, even when the financial market suffers, people will always invest in real estate. It becomes a safe haven investment for a lot of people, and people will always need a place to live. So it's inevitable. And the real estate market can ramp up, but there will always be plenty of opportunities for small businesses to thrive in this industry. Number two, pet retail and care services. People love their pets, let me tell you, probably more than their own children sometimes, okay? So people will do anything to keep their pets happy and healthy. There is even more pet ownership in the generation of the millennial and the Gen Z generation. So if you can target this generation, you can do quite well. Even during a recession, people will pay a lot of money to pamper their pets, whether that's with food, whether that's with treats, toys, comfort items, and accessories. So there is no shortage of business opportunities in this industry. Number three, health services. So, healthcare is one of the very few recession proof industries for obvious reasons. It's inevitable that people will always need health care. And so, it doesn't matter what's happening in the economy, people will have to have their teeth taken care of, they'll have to get their eyes looked at, they will have to go into urgent care, and the list goes on. So, it makes sense that this would never go out of style, okay? Number four, food stores and grocery services. And now, if there's something we didn't learn in 2022, 2021, is that grocery stores had the most business in any economic situation. When we had the pandemic, the grocery stores were open and thriving, okay? So if we didn't learn anything from that pandemic, we did learn grocery stores make a heck of a lot of money no matter what happens. So it is, I mean, what's more recession proof than food? Everyone needs food. People will always need to eat food, okay? So just know that they're the most consistent business and it will last. As long as you're able to get a good mix of fresh and prepackaged foods, you're good to go. And of course, wholesales and, being able to start a food store isn't easy, but it's an industry that will never fail. Number five, the repair industry and renovations industry. When times get tough, more people shift into the mindset of fix or repair what they already have opposed to buying what's new. So they want to make their items last longer. And that doesn't have to be just homes. It can be your phones, it can be clothing, it can be furniture, it can be anything. So any kind of repair focused business will see a big uptick in businesses during the recession. And of course, it makes sense. People don't want to spend money on new things, they want to fix the old, okay? So consider that. Number six, information technology services. So this is a sector that hasn't always been around, but we know now, especially during the pandemic, it's a safe investment to get into. Why? Because we needed the internet, we needed all these apps that we've used to work remotely, for example. Digital services went through the roof, it skyrocketed. So it will always be in demand and it will always be an ever-present need. And it's the future. So you cannot go wrong in that service. The number seven is legal services. So it doesn't matter what's happening economically, there will always be a demand for legal services for obvious reasons. Whether someone needs representation in court or advice on how to start a business, people are in constant pursuit of lawyers, attorneys, and legal experts. So if you have a legal background, now would be a great time to start your own legal firm or consulting business, okay? Now, number eight is financial and accounting services. We know that this is an industry that never gets stale, never gets old. Individuals and businesses do have to look into their finances no matter what, and especially in an economic recession. So if you have a background in bookkeeping, accounting, financial planning, or any other type of expertise related to finances, there is a growing demand right now that you can capitalize on right now. So the next business that I'm going to present to you is a little bit unexpected, but baby products. Yes, you heard me right, baby products. So it is true that people do tend to have fewer children during times like this, economic hardship. It doesn't mean that people stop altogether having children. There is always a baby being born every single day. So there will always be a need for baby care products, and everything will be needed from clothing to formula to diapers and more. So you cannot go wrong with this, okay? Number 10, education and daycare. Recessions tend to see more people working multiple jobs more frequently, doing a lot more overtime, or people searching for new employment. So as a result, people are leaning on daycares and education services much more. So this can be a very lucrative industry to be in and a lucrative business to start in any climate that you find yourself in. And you can start a daycare very easily as long as you get your certifications that are needed. So something you can look into. And beyond daycare, you can look into, if you're an educator, you can look into, tutoring or teaching as well as a private business. So that is something to consider. Number 11, the insurance industry. Now, it does seem like this could be a little bit iffy, but surprisingly, the insurance industry has survived and thrived in other recessions in the past. And insurance tends to be a great investment in recessionary periods because there's this aura of fear around, people wanting to make sure that they're protecting their loved ones in case something does happen. And so people are more conscious of these things in an economic downturn. So more people are turning to insurance. Okay, so something to consider. The next industry is the food and beverage industry. So just like food stores or grocery store services, beverage production are among the safest recession-proof businesses. There are plenty of opportunities to provide delicious, affordable, and healthy food and drinks to people searching for new options. So this is something you can definitely look into, and you can start very small with a beverage business, or even opening up a store that does. I know what's been very popular right now because people are more health conscious is juicing and doing smoothies and things like that. Healthy drinks has become quite popular. So that's something you can look into. And I know this one's a little morbid, but it's just the reality. Funeral services. It might seem a little bit like, ugh, but honestly, let's be real. People will pass away no matter what happens. And so this is something to look into because we are going into an aging population. The baby boomer population is getting older. And so something to consider is that, yes, a lot of people from that generation are now, unfortunately, passing. But at the end of the day, there needs to be funeral services, and this is a very niche business. And there has been a lot of actually businesses that have started in this industry during the pandemic because of everything that was going on. So that is something to consider as well. And it's morbid, I know, but it's the reality. So these are all the businesses that are recession proof and are proven to be recession proof. And so these are businesses that you can look into and consider for yourself, or even consider for career ideas. This doesn't have to be limited to just business, but I just thought this would be a great video for you guys to consider if you are looking into starting a new business, or if you are looking into what industries you think would be good to get into at this time of uncertainty. I do hope that this video was of use and was helpful to you, and I will try to do a lot more videos like this where I can research and find what the best resources are. So if you like this video, like, subscribe, and share. I thank you and appreciate all of you for tuning in, and I will see you next time.